Hey everyone, I'm back with another video. Many of you have probably looked at the title of my page and thought, what the heck even is anthropology? Well, I'm here today to answer that very question. What is anthropology? What is anthropology? Well, to put it simply, anthropology is a study of what makes us human. What makes all of us human? And anthropologists have a broad understanding of the differences and similarities about the human experience, which actually makes it a holistic science. Anthropologists strive to solve real-world problems related to things like healthcare, education, environmental concerns, things like that. And anthropologists commonly hold PhDs and sometimes conduct research for educational institutions, museums, companies, and the government. One of the top employers of anthropologists is actually Microsoft. And it's followed by companies like Apple, Lego, and Google. Lego. How cool is that? So anthropology as a science is divided into 4 subfields. We have archaeological, biological, cultural, and linguistic. And then keep in mind that anthropologists, regardless of their concentration, are trained in all 4 subfields. So these subfields do differ a little bit in content, but they still relate in the methodologies used by anthropologists. And the anthropologists within these subfields formulate and test hypotheses using sets of data. So yes, they are scientific. Let's begin with archaeological anthropology. The material culture that humans leave behind are a focal point of archaeology. Things like pottery and tools, trash pits, and even burials are just a few examples of the many things that archaeologists actually. By studying these things, we can learn a lot about the daily lives of people who existed millions of years ago. Millions of years ago. Also, archaeologists analyze human bones and teeth to learn about the diseases these people suffered from, and also about their lifestyle and diets. Archaeologists collect natural things like plants, animals, and soils from places where people have lived to learn how our ancestors survived in their natural environments. Next is biological anthropology. If you can't tell, that's a very bad drawing of a monkey, and all my animals kind of look the same. Biological anthropology is the subfield that I take the most interest in, but I do apply a lot of the knowledge from biological anthropology towards the archaeological subfield as well. And a lot of these disciplines supplement each other, and that's why it's important for anthropologists to be trained in all 4 subfields. Biological anthropologists want to learn and understand how humans have adapted to their environments. This can include researching about evolution, disease, primates, and it also dips its toe into the archaeological pool by studying the fossilized remains of our human ancestors. Pretty cool, right? Now, my main interest in anthropology is actually a subfield of biological anthropology known as physical anthropology, and even more specifically, forensic anthropology. Oh, you mean like that show Bones? I love that show. I've seen like every episode. In some respects, yes. Though TV shows can be pretty glamorized, it is the same science. And the show Bones is actually written by a real-life forensic anthropologist who is named Kathy Reichs. And if you notice in the show, Temperance Brennan is actually an author writing about a forensic anthropologist named Kathy. It's kind of funny. She flipped real world and fiction. It's really awesome. And if you already haven't checked out some of her books, I highly recommend it because a lot of these books she writes are based on pieces and bits of cases she's actually experienced. So the science is sound and she has experienced a lot of things that you will read in her books. Forensic anthropology is the study of human remains using anatomical science, like these guys right here. And this area of anthropology is commonly applied in the legal setting. These forensic anthropologists can assist in proper identification of deceased beings who have otherwise lost the obvious or physical markers that you can typically see on a less recently deceased body. And a lot of these things happen through decomposition, mutilation, or even natural disasters or mass disasters like 9/11. A lot of forensic anthropologists were employed during 9/11 or they had volunteered to identify a lot of those victims. And forensic anthropologists are crucial to investigating genocide and mass graves, and even today they are still finding remains from previous war veterans that have no name. And there is actually a place in Hawaii that is known as the Graves Registration, and that's where they identify soldiers' remains who haven't been sent home to their family because they don't know who they are. And that's kind of my goal. I would love to work there and identify these people and send them back to their families so there's some peace of mind and they can bury those remains respectfully. Okay, so you're probably thinking, what types of things can forensic anthropologists find from skeletal remains? Probably not very much, because there's nothing there, right? Wrong! Some examples of things that they can find are the victim's age, sex, stature, ancestry, past trauma like broken bones, or even medical procedures that they've had. Also, some aspects of the individual's lifestyle and diet. Maybe they played sports and there is some long-term implications that happen when you play sports that actually affect your skeleton itself, and the bones in your body change over time because of some of the daily activities people have. So it's really important to remember and think about that. Every day that you do something, it could be impacting your bones. Who knows? The anthropologists know. Okay, the third field or subfield of anthropology is cultural anthropology. Cultural anthropologists explore how people live all around the world and what factors shape them. And they want to understand how people interact with each other. They spend some of their time researching the ways people dress, eat, communicate, and how the environment influences those societies. Many cultural anthropologists learn about these unique ways of life by living among these people. It provides them with perspectives that can enrich our understanding of how humans operate. They live with them. How awesome is that? The fourth and final subfield of anthropology is linguistic anthropology. Anthropologists in this subfield study the ways people communicate across the globe. This can include learning how a language works, its uses, and the different ways languages change over time. And even studying the way people communicate and share meaning on social media can be studied. There's actually a degree program studying memes. Yeah, studying memes. That's crazy to me. But it is a way that people communicate in our century and our time, so it is important to understand those. And maybe we're looking at hieroglyphs and pictoglyphs from Egypt, and that's just their form of maybe some type of meme. Who knows? On a side note, the word mimetic is actually same thing that comes from a meme. It comes from the word mimetic, which is a unit of cultural transmission or a unit of imitation and replication. And there are some other definitions that have varied over time. And it's actually a way of transmitting information to large groups of people so they can better understand what you're trying to relay. Isn't that awesome? That's where the word meme comes from. Mimetic. M-E-M-E-T-I-C. I encourage you to research that. It's pretty neat. The languages and symbolism that are included in our society and even ancient, archaic societies are vital parts of how our societies have existed and how they thrive. So there are a lot of reasons for anthropologists to be here, and it's so important to support your social sciences because a lot of the things we've discovered have been because of the interests of anthropologists wanting to learn more about humans and animals and how everything interacts with each other on our planet. So I appreciate that you guys listened to me today again, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Or if you have any ideas for another video, I would be so excited to hear them. I'd be more than happy to entertain those ideas as well.